The Bengals offensive line rounding into form. Mike Petraglia inside Paycor Stadium. Here on Thursday, the Bengals return to practice in full pads, getting ready for Sunday's showdown at 1 o'clock with the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons and Bengals come into this game both at 500, 3-3, both tied with another 3-3 team atop their division, Tampa Bay, and the Atlanta Falcons are tied in the NFC South. The Bengals are tied, of course, with the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens and Browns play this weekend. So if the Bengals can take care of business and the Browns can pull off a bit of an upset over Baltimore, the Bengals will find themselves all alone atop the AFC North. But first things first, the Bengals have to get back to the basics, and that is controlling the line of scrimmage the way they did for the final three quarters of the 30-26 win in New Orleans on Sunday. That means the offensive line, and Frank Pollock, the offensive line coach, spoke at length here on Thursday after practice about how well his offensive line is coming along and the patience that he has had to have, but everybody's had to have, as the offensive line really gets into rhythm with each other. And of course, that starts with La'el Collins. He was the one who probably had to travel the farthest to get to game shape. And Pollock was talking about that here on Thursday. You just can't come into training camp, miss training camp or most of it, and then start in with the regular season ready to go. It's just not going to happen, Pollock said. And he said that La'el Collins is finally reaching that point where he looks like he has his feet under him. And it's obvious to him in both his technique and the way he is punching the opposing defensive ends that he is really rounding into form, and he is really starting to find his rhythm. He had a terrific game against Cam Jordan. La'el Collins telling us before practice here on Thursday, he beat his ass up. It was hard for Cam Jordan to get going on every single play, really getting his swagger back. And La'el Collins told me his swagger really never went anywhere. His confidence never left him. He just wanted to get his health closer to 100%, and that's where he believes he is now. But La'el Collins doesn't figure to face the type of defensive end rush that the New Orleans Saints brought in Cam Jordan. Difference this time is the rush will come from All-Pro Grady Jarrett, the nose tackle for the Atlanta Falcons. That's where the Bengals have to be really keen on their blocking assignments on the interior line. That, of course, starts with center Ted Karras, right guard Alex Kappa, and left guard rookie Cordell Volson. Alex Kappa was absent from Thursday's practice due to illness, so we'll see if he returns on Friday and if he is ready to go for Sunday afternoon's game against Grady Jarrett and the Falcons. But it was Pollock saying here on Thursday that what has impressed him about Cordell Volson is he doesn't get intimidated. He doesn't really get out of technique at all. He plays in rhythm with the left tackle, Jonah Williams, and the center, Ted Karras. He's very comfortable in both running assignments and pass blocking situations, and that has really been one of the keys to his early success. Pollock went as far as to say that he believes he is as good as or better than many of the first round and second round offensive linemen that went ahead of him in the 2022 NFL draft. But again, the Bengals getting ready for the Atlanta Falcons this Sunday here at Paycor Stadium. Some other injury notes. Stanley Morgan did not practice on Thursday as he, one of these obvious special teams specialist for Darren Simmons, was out with a hamstring, so he did not practice. Returning to practice was La'el Collins. Of course, he got a Wednesday off for rest, and he was limited on Thursday as they manage his back situation, as they really have all season long. Again, Jamar Chase, as he was on Wednesday, Thursday was limited with a hip injury, but it is not expected to be too significant. We'll hear more from Zach Taylor on Friday in terms of his readiness for Sunday, but expect Jamar Chase to be able to play on Sunday against Atlanta. And T. Higgins was good news here. He returned to full participation on Thursday. His ankle situation seems to be healing better and better day after day. So that's the latest here from Paycor Stadium and Cincinnati Bengals practice for a Thursday. They're getting ready for Marcus Mariota and the Atlanta Falcons here on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Be sure to follow all of my coverage on Twitter at Trags, Trags, and also on clnsmedia.com. And as always, subscribe to that YouTube page, the Jungle Roar YouTube podcast page. Be sure to follow all of my content. The latest podcast is also up there, my interview with Kelsey Conway of the Cincinnati Enquirer. Be sure to check that one out from Thursday. That's the latest inside Paycor Stadium. Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.